I feel it creates like a barrier in communication. So it's really, and I've talked to a lot of people who said, yeah, I was talking to this project manager in Sweden and I just struggled to get his name right. So I think it's a problem that we are all facing. So what AudioName really allows you to do is you can record your name very simply and attach it to your social profile. So currently, like, we've got a little working, we've tried it with friends and family. We did, like, in January, I did a little 5-week incubator program in San Francisco and really got into this lean startup movement. So, just to do like the minimal viable product, we did do like a little integration with Twilio to record a name and put it on your LinkedIn. And, people have used it. We are taking the feedback to refine it. But what we really found is like without much social media activity, we've got about 150 people who signed up on AudioName.com just to try out the beta, which we thought was good. We've been following the Twitter stream, and people from editors of Macworld are talking about why didn't we think of this tool that could really change it. People have been coming up with saying maybe radio jockeys should start using it to get people's names right. So there seems to be like some buzz in terms of how it will be used. But what we feel is like we want to go after like a primary customer. We feel are businesses or companies that really have this global presence. So Accenture, who's really like people who are working with people from another country, or even Mercy Corp, who's really has like a network of working with a network across different regions in the world. The revenue model that we are thinking of is more like a licensing model, where if we can create an API that can easily integrate with, say, Outlook, Skype, the intranet, the CMS, the global address directory. That is the place where we want to go. We have a little validation from institutes. We know like the Wharton Executive Program kind of encourages people to, in the registration process, they want people to go and record their name because they realize the importance of something like this. But they use Flash and they find it extremely difficult, but they still think it's so valuable that they have a special studio in Wharton where people go and record their name. So there is some value that they have realized. So in terms of a go-to-market strategy, next week we actually would be launching our site to the 150 people who signed up. That is based on the feedback we've tweaked in the last 2 months. We've tweaked a lot of stuff. We've tweaked the workflow. We've changed some ways in which you can share your profile on your social networks. And we really want to start tracking how people use it. And again, going back to the lean startup thing, I mean, we feel like there is a problem. Whether we have the right solution or not is what we really want to find out once we launch next week. And the fund would really help us really accelerate that and validate and get the right solution.
Well, Sheetal, I remember 2 months ago when Startup Weekend, I was a coach, and I came around on Sunday morning. I was going around to the teams, and immediately what I loved was within 10 seconds I understood what you were doing and the problem solving, the simplicity. And so I really like that, and I think you've obviously taken it a long way in these last 2 months. So a couple things that I would want to see, kind of, if we're thinking about for the seed fund, would be a way that we could really test how quickly this can go viral. So I think once I see two avenues here. One is more traditional monetization to the big companies who want to they're using the Cisco web presence or whatever, and they want to get names right. But then there's just this is a cool hot thing that's going to get buzz, and so I know it sounds antithetical for capitalists, but I'm not sure you even have to make money off that, but it can enhance the social presence so much. It's a quick exit, and I like that.
It's a very nifty idea. I think I'm going to be 151. But people can't pronounce my name. So.
Yeah, I mean that's the thing. Like even the judges, like George Frank, the judges kind of actually made a little pool to motivate me. And next time I met him, he said, "You know what? I was going to San Francisco to meet his investor, and I didn't know his name, and I wished I had all your names." So I was like, people are already thinking about it, which really makes me think that there is something. And people actually come up and say, "What? There is nothing like this. Why did someone do this?" So it's like. So yeah, it was a small, simple idea, but it could have a big impact, and that's really the scale is what's really exciting.
And I agree with Jim. I think there is a viral component, which I think if you can tap into, it's going to create the buzz, and you and I already talked about that. Yeah. But that buzz is what's going to make this happen.
Yes.
Just on a personal note, I followed up with Sheetal maybe 3 days after, just, oh, how's it going, you know? Any reflections? Yeah. Any reflections? And she's like, yeah, I already quit my job. She had taken on office space, consolidated her team, and was moving forward. And remember, I'm the kid of the guy who quit his job and without telling my mother.